Hello, everybody. I'm Jonathan Coachman, and this is Super Bowl Sunday on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Bears. With that, it's time for Super Bowl 54, and we'll send you now to Miami, standing by to call their fourth Super Bowl together. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach. Well, the road ends here. It has been a wild, often unpredictable 2019 season. And now it's time for the greatest spectacle in all of sports. Super Bowl 54 from Miami. You know, this town has played host to 10 Super Bowls in the past. And tonight, we write chapter number 11. And what a matchup we've got. Tonight, it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the six-time Super Bowl champs from the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers, taking on the NFC champions, the Chicago Bears. Alongside my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, excited for this one. I mean, Charles, the Steelers back in the Super Bowl once again. Their 9th appearance overall, second only to the Patriots' 11. But if the Steelers win this one, then they'd be on top of the all-time win standings, as it would be their 7th title.
What a franchise. Come on, join me for a minute, okay? Come back to the 1970s with me. Back to the steel curtain defense. Back to Terry Bradshaw, quarterback. Throwing to Lynn Swann and John Stallworth. Franco Harris running the football with Rocky Blyer. That team was something, all right? And that started the path to where we are right here, right now. This team's pretty good, too. And they want their own history. What an accomplishment this would be to win a 7th Super Bowl title for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Meanwhile, the turnaround has been a sharp one for the Chicago Bears. 19-45. That was their record from 2014 through 17. Then the division title last year. Everybody remembers the double doink in the playoffs. But now the Bears are back looking for what would be just their 2nd Super Bowl title.
Of course, you know they won plenty of titles prior to the Super Bowl coming into existence. They won 8 NFL titles. Who'll ever forget Papa Bear, George Halas leading that franchise. But they have made 2 appearances in the big game itself. They won Super Bowl 20, pounded the Patriots, one of the most dominant performances we've ever seen. And then they lost to Peyton Manning and the Colts in Super Bowl 41. Can this team do their own Super Bowl shuffle and grab the Lombardi Trophy and bring it back to Chicago?
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback.
And I liked what his head coach told us about him this week, that no matter what happens, whether he throws 7 interceptions or 7 touchdown passes, he's the same assertive leader in the huddle on each and every play. He can throw the 7 interceptions, just blame the football, blame anything else, and still carry himself like he is the man.
It's like you, assertive in our production meetings.
Well, especially when we're talking about ordering dinner, ordering some snacks.
I was just going to say.
That's where I go.
Jonah, 10 logo. Watch the pass.
Looking to throw on first down with Hodges. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. First carry for James Conner. Well, that one will get him halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. Play action. It's Hodges. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice pickup of 23 on the third down conversion.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. On first down, Connor plowing ahead for about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
And the play of this offensive line is going to be so important in this game because we saw the sack a minute or so ago. They've got to be able to give their guy time to throw. That means communication and being physical is vital. Otherwise, this could be a long game.
And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
And this may be a big early turning point in this Super Bowl. They're going to go for it on 4th down here. They'll run for it with Connor. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive. And that could be a major momentum swing here early.
Because the defense stopped them. How great is that? They go for it on the first drive of the game. They're the ones trying to establish something, trying to assert a little dominance. And guess what? You turn it back on them and give the ball to your own offense. I agree with you. It could change momentum in a big way.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, team 6.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on them.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. They will run for the first time with David Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. Well, that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Let's go. 60 out more. Pick me up. Pick me up.
4 Throwing now, Hodges on first down. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to it. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there at a first down. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play. And you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch. And then he's able to absorb the contact to complete it.
Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. On 1st and 10 is Connor, and he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
You ready? 44 Mike. Check. Stop your whining.
The first carry now for Benny Snell. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play.
The previous play is under review.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score.
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Hodges now. Got an open man. It's Washington. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball.
Exactly right. Got a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
They'll run on 1st down. Connor. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish. And who
rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack bringing the pressure yet again. That's his 3rd sack here tonight. 3rd and long. It's Hodges. And the pressure gets to him again. Bilal Nichols providing a little deja vu. Back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. Oh, it's a wobbler here. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Bears take over. As the Bears come back out here, we talked about their quarterback Mitchell Trubisky earlier and their head coach Matt Nagy, but bottom line, it's not going to be a second consecutive postseason appearance for this team. They just took a little bit too long to get rolling. They were a better team in the second half, but by then both the Packers and the Vikings were well clear of them.
That is so true. And look, all the issues they had on offense, Mitchell Trubisky struggling with injuries and inconsistency early. Then on the defensive side, I think it was underrated, the loss of Danny Trevathan at inside linebacker. He went out fairly early. Akeem Hicks gets hurt in London against Oakland with an elbow injury. He doesn't make it back until week 15 against Green Bay. Without Akeem Hicks in the middle, that really hurt Khalil Mack and Leonard Floyd coming off the edge, because teams can now devote extra attention out to those guys since they didn't have to worry about the pass rush as much up the middle.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. Now Trubisky to throw. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver who has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. Rolling to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. 2 minutes even on the clock in the first half of Super Bowl 54. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. After the sack on 1st down, Trubisky and a hook up here to Allen Robinson. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
On 1st down, Trubisky gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Montgomery back to the ground. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
That's going to be caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
A chance for the first score of this Super Bowl. Here's 1st and goal. They'll run forward Montgomery. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, as his guys are on the board first here tonight.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Right back to Connor here on 1st. Buster Screen is able to bring him down.
He was brought down by Buster Screen.
So we've come upon halftime in the big one, the Super Bowl. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The never-tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. So they'll start the drive here with an end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and 15 now. Trubisky. Robinson's got it. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Trubisky. And an alley to Rob. Now Trubisky lost the football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4.
Hey, whatever happened to the days of just getting a fumble recovery? Everyone's into taking it the other way and trying to create points themselves, aren't they?
Well, they are, and now a terrific opportunity inside the 5. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Following the fumble recovery. Hodges, he's got the tight end, Vanette, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Steelers have taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Extra point now by Boswell. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Now that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions. but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
On 2nd and 7, Trubisky. This is Gabriel out on the left side. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Trubisky will throw. And this is incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 33.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Montgomery. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack.
Well, no takes to start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
After that sack we just saw, Trubisky and the Bears deal with a 3rd and long. Now Trubisky on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one 28 yards on the ground. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his own line and just went.
So there's 2 ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon.
On first down, Connor going to be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver. But now it's third down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. First down, they go right back to Cohen. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. And yet again, this run game just continues to be completely shut off.
Completely stymied. I mean, they're trying to get some consistency, trying to find places to roam. They just haven't been there throughout this game.
Now Trubisky. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Bears defense now back onto the field. Trailing on the scoreboard last time, able to force the fumble. I'm sure they'd like to do that again.
That's exactly right, because what they did last time is help them stay in this game. Being opportunistic, taking the ball away, that can help keep a game tight.
Yeah, let's see if they can be opportunistic here. They'll be looking to force another turnover. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he lost 6 there on the first down play.
Partner, partner so much for situational football because that's the absolute last thing you want to do when you're protecting a lead in the fourth quarter. Not only do you lose yardage, but you find a way to go out of bounds and stop the clock.
Let's go. 60 or. 59. Watch the snap.
Hodges here on second down. He's going to launch it for Washington. It got his man complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 47 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Boswell's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And this offense led by Mitchell Trubisky going to make their way back out there. We come to the stadium. We hope to have the chance to witness something great. Here they've got an opportunity at a game-winning drive.
And just reduce the magnitude of it. Just break it down. Make it simple. Fun, pitch and catch, all the easy stuff. And as the drive goes on, I think that nervousness will go away and give him a chance to make all the big throws necessary to get it done.
Oh, no, it's not going away, I don't think, up here in the booth. Exciting times. Let's see what happens. Now Trubisky lost the football. And it looks like Steeler football. It is.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now Hodges off the play fake. And he's going to go down again. The clock showing 2 minutes even in what's been a memorable Super Bowl 54. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So now Trubisky and the Bears down by 6. A little under 1:50 remaining. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they've got a first down. They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen, and he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. So first and 10 now from the 30. Now Cohen. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On second down, it's Cohen. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, first down. We've had some wild Super Bowl finishes recently. 49 in Arizona, 51 in Houston, now this one. Trubisky to throw. That's complete to Robinson. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Trubisky now 11 of 16 through the air. It's first and 10.
Hey, box drop.
Now it's Trubisky. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and then it'll be second down. Here's Trubisky. He's going to let it fly. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. He's back to throw. Being chased out left. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Hey, Charlie.
Let's get that ball, man. Let's get that ball right here. 198. Watch 98. 98's the mic. Hey, I'm coming up to you.
Alert.
98's the mic.
Throwing now is Trubisky. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Robinson, incomplete. Joe Hayden on the cover.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10.
Watch 98. 98's the mic. It's our field.
Hey, Delta.
198.
Hey, 18.
One last shot for Trubisky. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. The Pittsburgh Steelers have won the Super Bowl. And the Lombardi Trophy is going back to the Steel City. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.